Hey, hard to believe that school starts in just a few weeks. It seems like we just ended. But if you are preparing for back to school, now is the time to make sure that your little ones are caught up on all those vaccines and boosters. To explain why the shots are so important for school-aged kids, we're talking with Chief Medical Officer for the City of Houston, Dr. David Pearce. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So, what do parents need to know about vaccines for kids? I feel like if you're going to their doctor's visits regularly, they just sort of got you covered. They tell you what you need, but maybe people are not checking in every year.
Yeah, and so a couple of things I want the parents to know about vaccines. First of all, when your kids are born, they get some immunity from mom at birth, but that's going to wear off in just a couple of months. This is one of the reasons why, the vaccines start so early, and as parents, we know that you get a lot of vaccines in just the first year of life, and that's because that immunity that mom gave the baby, it goes away. The other thing I think it's important for parents to understand is, well, the vaccines what they basically do is they teach the child's immune system about these different viruses that can cause serious problems. Your immune system as a child is brand new. It has not been exposed to anything. And so if you get infected with certain viruses, they will then cause certain really complicated problems like pneumonia, meningitis, which is an inflammation of the covering of the brain and the spinal cord, encephalitis, which is an inflammation of the brain itself. And that can result in paralysis, permanent brain damage. There are other viruses that will attack the liver and sometimes cause permanent liver damage. And yet other viruses will cause heart problems, which can be lifelong. You get joint problems, bone problems. And there was a girl that I went to medical school with. She had meningitis when she was a child. And she lost all the hearing in one ear. Wow. So, these are permanent complications. That's why it's so important that parents, get the vaccines, get them early. And it does get a little complicated, but your doctor's office can help you out with keeping track of all those things.
Yeah, and I mean, there are certainly these schedules that are very well documented, and physicians know when your kids need what. I mean, let's start with, people who are getting ready to send their kids to preschool. So that age, I guess we're looking right around 4 years old. What immunizations are they looking at?
Yeah, so you're going to be getting hepatitis A, hepatitis B, diphtheria, tetanus, whooping cough, influenza, pneumococcal disease. And, you may think you don't hear about many people getting polio or measles, but they do exist here in the United States. They're mostly imported. That's because here in the United States, we've done a pretty good job with polio and measles, but yet there are still cases that get imported. And the reason we have pretty good protection here in the United States is because so many children are protected. But if that number goes down, we'll be just like Europe and South America. Also, mumps, rubella, chickenpox. And remember, chickenpox is the one that if you get as a child, it'll come back as an adult and give you shingles. And you don't want that. You don't want your child having to deal with shingles. And then, of course, there's COVID and the annual flu shot, too.
Yeah, and so if I don't have a regular doctor, say we don't have insurance, where are some places we could go to get these immunizations before school starts?
Yeah, great question. And a lot of people are in that situation. So the Houston Health Department offers shots and it's on a sliding scale basis, depending on what you can afford, either $5 or $15 or perhaps free. And if you just call the City of Houston Health Department at 832-393-4220, they'll get you to a near health center, and they'll help you out and get you squared away. But as you said earlier, your best bet is if you have a regular doctor, stick with your regular doctor, and they'll get you on schedule.
Yeah, and then those schedules stay with your physician. But if I do it at the health department, the state keeps a record of which immunizations my children have received? Yeah,
and you can through your regular doctor as well. There's a thing called MTrack here in Texas. It's really wonderful. It helps you keep track of all of your immunizations. And if you move, then you don't need to, records get lost in movement, or you forget, or you lose your own, paperwork. The state will have it, and it's completely confidential, but it does keep track of all your immunizations. Basically, we're talking about kids, but remember, you need to keep track of that for your whole life. Because some people are going to go to jobs, they'll need to know what their immunization record was when they're, 19, 20, 25 years old. Where are my immunization records? Well, the state will have it for you.
Right, when we send them out the door to college and say, you keep track of it now. All right, Dr. David Pearce, thank you so much for joining us this morning.